Now, one more member of the real Anai family has joined the ranks of the most loyal WWE fans. Spread the word about his coming. Jacob F., Journey's brother, has reacted to Lance's remarks on Hawaii's most recent declaration. For those who have been living under a rock, Lance has played, but due to an injury that has not been explained, he has not yet made his red debut, having been on a WWE contract for a while. He is Roman Reigns' cousin and the son of Sue. He worked for the Stanford-based corporation prior to his 2015 tenure as an enhancement talent. 4 years later, he was paired against Shane McMahon in a squash match on the May 27, 2019 edition of WWE Raw. Roman Reigns stepped in to help his cousin that same evening. Lance just revealed on Instagram that he will be joining NXT to begin a new chapter in his career. He has since been showered with love and support, and he shared a picture of himself with Shawn Michaels on social media with the message, "The future is looking bright." Journey Fatu, his cousin, sent a note on the website as well. Before WWE WrestleMania 41, it seems like there will be another betrayal in the bloodline. In recent years, the WWE bloodline narrative has taken many different paths. Since Solo Sikoa's defeat by Roman Reigns in a tribal warfare match earlier this year, the new lineage has been in complete disarray. The Street Champion abruptly abandoned Tatanga and Jacob Fatu in the ring and vanished from the WWE Universe, leaving the other two in complete disarray. When Solo Sikoa returned to WWE SmackDown last week to attack Cody Rhodes, Tatanga and Jacob Fatu confronted him backstage, obviously unhappy with his sudden departure. Jacob F. was sent to the Elimination Chamber qualifying match against Braun Strowman and Damian Priest after Solo Sikoa unintentionally struck Tatanga with a Samoan spike. All of this occurred after Solo Sikoa's admission that he wanted some time off following his humiliating defeat to Reigns on Netflix's Raw. But now that he's back, he's prepared to take the lead once again. According to reports, Jacob F. and Solo Sikoa are planning a feud at WrestleMania 41. Roman Reigns receives a message from the current champion over his absence during the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns has received a message from the current TNA World Champion. Scottish hero Joe Hendry was eliminated from this year's men's competition by Reigns, who hasn't been seen since the Royal Rumble after being thrashed twice by Seth Rollins. On January 19, 2025, Hendry made his professional wrestling debut by defeating former WWE star Nick Neath, better known by his stage name Adolf Ziggler, to win the TNA World Championship. Hendry also made his debut in a men's Royal Rumble match. After taking 2 FKs, Hendry tweeted Reigns a message. With a simple statement, the TNA World Champion shared a photo of himself being speared by the OTC on Twitter. Speaking out, Seth Rollins expressed his affection for Roman Reigns. CM Punk vanquished Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in the men's Royal Rumble match. But the Visionary didn't waste any time in paying tribute to Ren, his longtime rival and former tag team partner, when he appeared on the Up and Adam show. According to Rollins, he still loves Ren, even though he and his old tag team partner had some disagreements. He wanted nothing but the best for Roman Reigns, his former Shield comrade, and observed that Reigns had changed in the last few years, becoming a conceited, egocentric guy. I want everybody to know how much I love Roman Reigns. To be clear, when we initially started working in the field, we were partners. I hate Roman a lot because of this, in part because I love him, and in part because of how long it has been since we last saw one another. We entered the WWE together in 2012, and I want what's best for him. Roman is a different person now. He has a narcissistic and God complex, and lives in his own world. The Raw Tag Team title was held by Rollins and Reigns while they were the Shield. At the Royal Rumble Premium Lives event in 2022, Rollins made a failed attempt to confront Reigns for the WWE Universal title. The two have met many times since the Shield imploded, and at WrestleMania 41, there's a possibility they'll square off one again. The lineage had been upended to its core by the post-Royal Rumble environment. Roman Reigns' the bloodline was in danger, and faction divisions were becoming more apparent, as the undisputed tribal chief had been absent since his shocking defeat by Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. After a strong start, Roman's enforcer Fatu moved in to defend the group, but Solo Sikoa was challenging his authority. Jaime was gradually taking over as the family's self-proclaimed heir. The WWE Universe was ablaze with speculation that Roman Reigns would return to reclaim his title, or that the lineage had already changed. While USO was still unsure if his genuinely loyalty, the season of WrestleMania was in full swing. The most important question on this SmackDown edition, apart from him, was who was responsible for the mysterious message that would completely shock Jacob and Roman Reigns? With Jimmy pacing restlessly across from them, and Lone Sikoa sitting in a corner with an inscrutable look, the tension in the Bloodline locker room was evident. Jacob folded his arms over his head and stood tall and resolute, still refusing to back down. Jimmy shook his head and muttered something under his breath. WrestleMania was approaching, and Tribal Chief was also not returning. We were going it alone, and everyone in the locker room was talking about it. Despite my little retreat, I raised my head to look him in the eye. "We don't need Roman or anyone else to survive," he said icily. Solo's eyes moved to Jacob, who tightened his teeth and fought back frustrated tears. He growled, "You'd better watch what you're saying, or what you just got here. Before things went out of control, you believed you knew this family better than I did." Paul Heyman walked into the room, his face pallid. There was a noticeable feeling of dread in place of the wise man's usual attitude of confidence. The guy held a tablet tightly in his hand. As the current champion's statement was shown on the video, the audience fell silent. A guy moved forward to reveal himself as the movie opened to a dimly lit room. With a faint shudder, Heyman remarked, "You all need to see this." Then the screen swiveled in their direction. When Cody RHS, the WWE champion, finally beat Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble, he seemed both serious and pleased. Since he altered the headline while glancing over his shoulder, I can only assume that this message has reached the right people. Cody delivered the assertion with a confident attitude. The Roman Empire, Jacob clenched his fists, and that Mon raised a hand to prevent him from speaking as the film continued. Cody said, "I'm not a moron. I understand how this operates. The entire family rushes to find a new leader once Roman loses. But the problem is that nobody in your family is Roman Reigns, and that won't change." As Solo announced a one-on-one win against Roman, the strain in his chair grip increased. Cody has previously said that it would be one-on-one, and that neither the lineage nor HMON would intervene. It's obvious that Cody won't be coming back now that he's gone. At least not the way you all want him to. Cody leaned forward, leaving the rest of you to fight to keep the Empire going, and the room became silent. For Roman and all others who stood in his shadow, I have a message. The rule of the bloodline is gone. I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure that no one, not even Jacob, does what Roman did. Cody smiled and stated, "See you at WrestleMania if you guys even make it that far," as if to illustrate his argument. Paul Heyman moved uncomfortably away as the screen turned blank and the aftermath became so loud. Solo's expression clouded, and Jimmy looked about in confusion. However, Jacob Fatu was the first to respond, yelling as he grabbed a nearby chair and threw it across the room, slamming it into the wall. Jacob stood up and looked his HEK in the eye. Then Jacob scowled and twisted his nose, as if to indicate, "We're done. The next tribe is due now that Roman has departed." Under Chief Heyman's watch, their paths briefly crossed. In spite of Cody's efforts to build a wedge between us, it is crucial that we, the boys, remain together. Weekend of All Stars.